next video. Today we're going to continue the discussion about social isolation and shelter in place. If you're a nomad, that becomes a little more difficult in one sense. If you're a stealth parking in the city, it becomes more difficult in many ways. But if you're a dispersed camping person like I am, it's having virtually no impact on my life at all. And I don't know yet that it should. One of the questions that we all have to face if we're out camping on national forest or BLM land is it open? Is it going to stay open? Of course, I don't know anything about the future, but I can assure you that as of right now, early April, I believe it's April 7th when I'm shooting this, that BLM and national forest are open. The campgrounds, for the most part, are not. They're closed. But that's dispersed camping is different than campgrounds. In the last 10 years, I've probably stayed in campgrounds. I can count on one hand 5 times the number of times I've stayed in campgrounds. Almost never. I will go easily go years without ever being in a campground. And so you don't have to be in a campground. That does not affect us, the fact that campgrounds are closing. If you need a campground, then of course it does. But you really just need to learn how to disperse camp and save all that money. And it's easy, and I got a lot of videos about how to disperse camp. I'm not going to go through those again. The question is, how do I know what's open and what's closed? And in today's video, I'm going to take you online and walk you exactly through the steps of knowing exactly what's open and what's closed. The good thing is that both BLM and National Forest have websites for every area that is in BLM land across the country. And that in those websites, they will tell you exactly what's open and what's closed. And it's not that hard to find. And so today, we're going to go look. We're going to go on the computer. We're going to go to the National Forest website. We're going to go to 2 different National Forest websites. We're going to go to the Boise National Forest because there are rumors going around now that the Boise National Forest is closing to dispersed camping. And we're going to go look at Coconino National Forest because those are a couple of examples of forests a lot of us use and stay at. And I've already shot that, and so I can tell you right now, they'll spoil the surprise. No, they're both wide open for dispersed camping. As of today, there is no limitation on dispersed camping. There's a minor limitation on designated dispersed camping, and I'll show you a couple of actual designated dispersed camping sites that are closed in the Coconino and in the Boise. But otherwise, it's wide open to dispersed camping. There's no loss of campsites for us as of now. The same thing with BLM land. We will go look at the state of California, and we'll go look at the state of Nevada at their BLM sites, and we'll find out exactly what's closed. Okay, and I'll show you how you can find out ongoing. Not just today, not just come to me and find out or watch videos or hope and pray. Maybe it'll be closed, maybe it won't. You can find out from the government what's open and what's closed. Let's go look at those right now and you'll see. So everyone, here we're on the computer and I'm going to walk you through gaining the information you need. Is a national forest open or closed? Is BLM open or closed? You don't have to guess. You don't have to go by what people are saying. You can know. You can go to the official word of the site and find out. First, is BLM land open or closed? So here's how you do it. You see my cursor here. I go up, I open a new tab. I go into the tab and you type in BLM and the state, whatever state it is. Let's go to California. And then here it is, it pops up, blm.gov, California states, California Bureau of Land Management. We open right up. Now this is the California, and this is the California BLM land. So right up here, they have it, make it really easy to get the information we need about closures in this current time. So let's click on this. So let's look at the California Desert District closures. California District, the BLM is temporarily closing developed campgrounds and developed recreation sites in the California Desert District. Any place where people gather in large numbers, they're going to close that. These are the only places that are closed in the desert. These places. Everything else is open. And so you can go to them and camp. Not all of California is closed, not all BLM, just these places. That's what I want you to see. There is a list here of all the places that are closed. Northern area, southern, mid-central area, southern area. Now we know. You don't have to guess. You don't have to write me or write anyone else. These are the places that are closed. No question about it. Now let's go to the Nevada. We'll go to Nevada. Nevada is a good place to go next. Same thing. Big notice here about where to go to get closures at this time of crisis. Any place where people are gathering is going to be closed. The campgrounds are closed. Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area, if you don't know, that's right outside of Las Vegas. Really beautiful area. But because it's literally on top of Las Vegas, it's very crowded. That will be closed. You can just count on any crowded areas to be closed. Recreation closures. You see this? I'm circling around it. These are the areas that are closed in southern Nevada. The Sand Mountain Recreation, Winnemucca Sand Dunes, California Trail Center, southern Nevada. Red Rock, we just read that, Calico Mountain, all these places. These are the places that are closed. So there you go. That's how you find out. Now we're going to look at one more thing. I got it. Someone either emailed me and I can't find it. Somebody emailed me and told me, well, they're closing Boise National Forest. So that's the question. Are they closing national forests? Let's go find out. Same thing. You type in Boise National Forest. Google pops it up. Click on Boise National Forest. So here we are. We're at the Boise National Forest. Now we just need to find out exactly where all the closure pages are. View the closure and maps. So let's go to this one. This is going to be the closure for this area, and you'll see it is a list of closures, area closure for the Forest Service, Boise National Forest, Emmett, Idaho City, and Mountain Home Ranger districts. So if I'm thinking about going to any one of these ranger districts, these are all the closures. And you'll see here that they're campgrounds. Top Creek Campground, the Hardscrabble Campground. Now this is a dispersed campsite, so they're all campgrounds, and this is a dispersed camping area that they've closed. So these are all organized areas where people gather. It's campgrounds, it's trailheads, and it's a few dispersed camping areas that are mentioned very specifically. Now we're going to keep going. I'm not going to look at all of them. All kinds of information. Now we come to maps. Now let me show you this map. You see, this is an Indian Creek, Rock Creek dispersed. That's closed. You can see right here at the bottom left of the screen, closed site. The forest isn't closed. If the forest were closed, this would all be red. It's not closed. This area, this down here on the bottom left, closed site. So that's closed. This campground is closed, and this campground is closed. Everything else is open. All these roads, see all these roads? You can drive down those roads, and if this is open to dispersed camping, which it almost certainly is, you can still go to it. Okay, I just wanted you to see on the computer how you find out all the details of either BLM land or National Forest land. And as of right now, it's all open except a few, except the campgrounds. And I believe what we're going to see is all the campgrounds will close across the whole system. I'm sure that will end up happening. Who knows? I'm just guessing. At any rate, that does not mean that you can't go camp. You can't go dispersed camp. BLM is all wide open for dispersed camping in Nevada and California. There's no, anywhere on either page, on this page, does it say dispersed camping is closed. It lists the closed places, and those are all organized campgrounds or organized dispersed campsites or trailheads. Nothing else is closed yet. So that's what, you know where things stand today, but you also know
how to find out in the future. Here it is, Coconino National Forest. See, that's all you have to do. Know the name of the national forest, look it up. Here we are, Coconino National Forest. Rec sites closed, recreation sites closed. See where I'm at? On kind of towards the top right-hand side of the screen. Big red sign here, rec sites closed, and then these are the closures in the Coconino National Forest. Recreation sites closed, see that? Click here for more details. Let's go look. Recreation sites closed. Cabin rentals are closed. Let's go down. Campgrounds are closed. All of them are closed. These are all closed. So some are open, some are closed. You'll have to go and find out. That's why you go to the site. Visitor centers, Oak Creek Canyon and Red Rock Visitor Center are closed. And I would expect all of them to be closed, but you'll just have to wait and see. So again, now you know, nowhere on this list of closure does it say dispersed camping sites closed. Okay? The dispersed camping across Coconino National Forest is open right now. We know that. I'm not guessing. I'm not hoping that I finally found somebody who knows what he's talking about. I went to the Coconino National Forest site and found it and looked, and I know for a fact I can go to the Coconino National Forest and dispersed camp. Let's look at recreation, and let's look at, does it list, well, it'll list camping and cabins. And then dispersed camping. Here we go. Now we're looking at dispersed camping guidelines. So we're under dispersed camping. I wanted to find out. I just want you to see and know how to learn how to do this. Again, we're at dispersed camping here. The details, let's read this. Dispersed camping at the top. More details. While much of the forest is open to dispersed camping, there are several sites set aside as designated dispersed camping sites. Do you see that? They are designated, and I have been to a couple of them in Coconino, and they actually have site numbers, and it's designated dispersed camping. And so that's a completely different thing than regular dispersed camping. Nowhere on here on this page about dispersed camping does it say it's closed. It's wide open. We know that. An absolute fact, I can tell you today, that dispersed camping is open in Coconino National Forest, and you know it too. We've found out. All right, so I just want you not to be wandering around and stumbling in the dark. I want you to see how to go online and find this stuff. You'll know it for a fact. So let me close up this video, and we'll go on from here.
So there you have it. I've shown you how you can go and find out what is open and what is closed on the National Forest and the BLM land. You can know going forward, you'll be able to find out for yourself and know exactly what's closed and what isn't. You don't have to worry or wonder or fear or speculate or take anybody's word for it. You can go to the websites and find out for yourself. Knowledge is power. And now you have that knowledge to take power and control over that much of your life. And I hope you will do so. Now, just speculating wildly about the future, and that's all, I don't know anything you don't know. I'm not smarter than anyone else. I'm going to speculate. I believe the government wants to get us open as soon as possible and return to as much normalcy as possible. Those of nations who have been ahead of us in this, it appears to be, once you do the curve, you start to drop down the other side, things kind of start to slowly return to normal. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen here. You never know. It could mutate and come back even worse, but that's unlikely. It could happen, but let's not assume the worst. Let's assume the best. And normally this is just going to, it's going to work itself out, and I hope within months, and who knows, maybe not. I think there's a distinct possibility like the campgrounds would remain closed, National Forest, BLM campgrounds. If you have a job at those, maybe you won't be able to return. Again, just wild speculation. I don't know any more than you do. I think we'll see an easing into normalcy, but I think we've seen the worst of it. I hope, I pray that we've seen the worst of it, and it's just better from here. Some of the states are just now entering their peak, so it's not going away. I mean, hopefully New York is going to start to improve, and Washington State, and some of the other states will hit their peak, and they'll be flattened, and it'll be less and less all the time. We just have to wait and see. But I'm hoping this won't be continue. We won't lose our dispersed camping. I think all the signs point to that. That's all I can tell you. It's all I can guess and speculate. Things probably will get better and not a whole lot worse. They'll kind of be a rolling curve around the country where different states and different cities and regions peak and then drop, peak and drop. But I think that's months at the most, and we're looking at some return to normalcy fairly soon. Just a guess. I hope so. If nothing else, then I'm off putting out hopeful messages to the universe. So you know how to get the information, and I think we'll be okay. We'll get through this as nomads. I think we're safest. No one's safer in the country than a nomad because we can drive away from the bad areas. If you were in an area where it was really bad, the BLM land is still open, National Forest land is still open. You can leave there and go to where you are as safe as you can possibly be. That's all we can do. We all do our best, and then we go from there. Okay, if you got anything out of this video, and I hope you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you on the next video. See you then.
Patreon.com/cheaprvliving. We'll see you down the road.